Hi, I'm Gary Kirsten. I'm an ex-professional cricketer and a current professional cricket coach. I think the defining moment of my life was meeting my wife. I think she's become my biggest role model in many ways. When I met her, I was at a stage in my life where I was sort of exploring life in all different phases. I wasn't in a particularly spiritual phase at that time. She really became a catalyst for me in many ways to get to begin this relationship with God and to understand who God could be in my life. You know, whilst I always felt that I had some sort of connection with God even as a youngster, I don't think I passionately explored that space too much. I think when he really, for the first time, became absolutely and completely visible to me was at a time when I was really struggling in my cricket career. It was 2000. I was about to get dropped from the test team because I wasn't scoring any runs, and you've got to remember my basis for my purpose and my existence way back in those days was about performing and scoring runs. So it was a really tough time. I was depressed around it, and I just remember having a lot of time with Deb's father, who's an evangelist, and just in quiet time with him and just trying to find out some meaning and purpose in my life, because it was a tough time for me. Every time I picked up a newspaper, on the back page it was Kirsten must be dropped, he's too old, he's no longer good enough. I remember being on holiday in Kenton at the time and hoping that I wouldn't get the call up to go to Durban. For the first time in my career, I felt I didn't want to be picked, and I did get picked. I remember saying to my father-in-law, you know, I don't want to go. Anyway, we had some time in prayer and just to really just try and be peaceful in my mind, I think, in many ways, to going to Durban. I remember going to Durban and the match started and I had no confidence in me. I had nothing really to offer in many ways, and very quickly the game moved on and we batted first. I got no runs in the first innings. I remember going back to the hotel that evening and Debs was there and just saying to her, tomorrow will be my last day of test cricket. You know, that's it. And again, we just had some quiet time, and I remember just in that time saying to God, you know, I don't know what I can offer tomorrow. I'm just going to give this day to you because I have nothing left in me. I have no confidence. I don't believe I can score runs tomorrow. I remember going out the next morning to bat, and you know, the first 2 overs battled along, and then suddenly I hit a shot that I'd never played before and hit it for 4. And then 2 overs later I had another great shot, and suddenly I started to bat well. I hadn't hit the ball in the middle of the bat for a few months, so it was a weird feeling. And I just kept batting, and you know, at the end of that day I had 120 on the board. I went out the next day and I batted again. I got more runs and ended up batting for 14 hours and getting 275. And I think that was the first time that God became absolutely and tangibly real to me. The more I relinquish myself to God, the more He will reveal, number one, and the more He's got my back. I still get it wrong many, many times. I still make bad decisions every day. With the backdrop and the basis and the foundation of it's actually not about you, is that you give of yourself 100% every day, and God will sort out the rest.